What's good, crypto fam, and happy weekend. Let me know how you're doing. Make some noise in the live chat. In today's show, we have lots to cover, including Bitcoin sparking liquidations. As Analyst says, Bitcoin price may dip 12% more. In breaking news just in, the Kingdom of Bhutan's sovereign wealth fund is investing millions of dollars into Bitcoin. Max Keiser's response: as I predicted 5 years ago, sovereign wealth funds will start buying Bitcoin. This is a multi-trillion-dollar market, $220,000 in play. Send it. Also, check this out. A quote from Max Keiser appearing on the Alex Jones show back in March of 2013. This thing is a skyrocket. The price, yes, is going to be very volatile, so keep that in mind. You're going to see a lot of price action, but the trajectory is up and has the potential to go to $100,000 or $1 million per Bitcoin from the current price of $46. That's right. Also in today's show, Ethereum hits 11-month high as post-Shapella withdrawals pass 1 million ETH. We'll also be discussing the SEC Commissioner Hester Pierce details dissent against Gary Gensler's anti-crypto agenda. We'll also be discussing a series of indicators, all setting up for an altcoin explosion and new Bitcoin all-time high, says popular crypto analyst. That's right. And another analyst who called the Bitcoin bottom last year says all-time highs for Bitcoin in 2023 are very realistic. In fact, in his chart, he shows Bitcoin price soaring to $130,000. We're also going to be discussing a prediction of the Bitcoin price exploding to the $700,000 mark. Quoting this analyst here, I'm in the camp that Bitcoin will go to $500,000 to $750,000 next cycle, and my rationale behind it is that the crypto space will have a similar .com bubble, but in the year 2026, 2027. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more, in today's show. Welcome everyone just tuning in. This is pod episode number 1254. I'm your host, JV, and today is April 17th, 2023. Checking out the market watch here, we can see currently in a correction with Bitcoin down almost 4% for the day, trading just above 29,300. We have Ether also correcting, down 1.5%, but still maintaining above $2,000. And XRP, BNB, ADA, all correcting, with Avalanche and Solana in the green. And checking out coinmarketcap.com, we got the crypto market cap sitting at roughly $1.25 trillion with about 49 billion in volume in the past 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance has been on the decline at 45.5%, with the Ether dominance at 19.8%. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers in the past 24 hours, INJ up about 12%, trading at $9.56, followed by Render token up 11%, trading at $1.93, followed by Avalanche up 8%, trading just under 21 bucks. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers for the past week, leading the pack, we have INJ, RNDR, and XRD, as the majority of the alts are still in the red for the week. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, one of my favorite indicators, shows we're currently rated a 69 in greed. Yesterday a 68, last week a 62, and last month a 64 in greed. So there you have it. How many of you have taken advantage of this current dip or planning on doing so? Let me know in the comments below. And now let's dive into today's Bitcoin technical analysis and check out the charts, shall we? Bitcoin headed lower into the April 17th Wall Street Open as downside begins liquidations again, which you can see here in the Bitcoin 1 hour candle chart. Data from Cointelegraph Markets Pro and TradingView showed Bitcoin wicking at 29.2 on Bitstamp, its lowest in the past week. Gains for the Asian stocks failed to rescue the losses on the day. These beginning immediately after the April 16th weekly close. Traders, many of whom had predicted a retest of that 30,000 support, were unsurprised, with many hoping that the event would form a buy the dip opportunity before Bitcoin move higher. Quoting Crypto Ed right here, some level of support, 29.2 may give some reaction, but 28.6 will be the retest of a major level and a significant one at that. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the analyst. Now, Bitcoin bid ladders down to 28.5, want to get filled, but it's worth noting that the phrase, there are no straight lines in trading, applies to both directions. Monitoring resource material indicator shared, noting shifts in liquidity on the Binance order book, which you can see right here in this chart. Now, material indicators, co-founder Keith Allen eyed the 21-day moving average at 28.8 as the short-term support. Should this fail to hold, he said it might spark a retest of the 200-week moving average, currently sitting at $25,860, which is around 12% lower than the current spot price and 16.5% below the recent local high. As he shares right here on crypto Twitter, Bitcoin starting the week with some downside volatility. If the technical support at the 21-day moving average doesn't hold, I expect a long-awaited retest of the 200-week moving average. And despite the broad optimism, the Bitcoin bulls were feeling the pain at this time with long liquidations for April 17th, totaling nearly $29 million, according to data from CoinGlass, and cross-crypto liquidations stood at nearly $67 million. Key level here for Bitcoin, says TED Talks Macro, reclaiming 29.7 is the key for the new highs. You wanted the dip? This is the dip. So how many of you planning on taking advantage of it and seizing the moment? Meanwhile, United States equity saw a muted reaction at the open, with the S&P and NASDAQ index both up around 0.1%, while the US dollar made more solid gains, with the US dollar index above 102 after bouncing from its lowest levels in virtually a year. And quoting Justin Bennett, if this plays out, it'll be the most telegraphed bottom that most failed to see because they were promised a new bull market. So there you have it. And breaking news just in, the Kingdom of Bhutan Sovereign Wealth Fund is officially investing millions of dollars into Bitcoin, according to Forbes. And also, as they state here, they also defaulted on a $30 million loan from BlockFi, resulting in a liquidation of 1,888 Bitcoin. And Max responded, as I predicted 5 years ago, sovereign wealth funds will start buying Bitcoin. This is a multi-trillion-dollar market, $220,000 in play. Now I want to share with you an interview that Max did on Alex Jones's show back on March 11, 2013, and I think you'll find this very interesting. Here are some quotes. And this is quoting now Alex Jones. The first guy I ever heard talk about Bitcoin years ago. I forget when. He was the first guy. I'm trying to sound like him. Probably secretly invented it, for all I know. There's a rumor for you. He invented other stuff. Max Keiser was the first guy I ever heard talk about Bitcoin. And everywhere I go, it's definitely the big buzz. Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. And then Max responds, no, I didn't invent Bitcoin. I think the reason people say that is because I did invent the virtual currencies and virtual trading back in 96. I have 4 U.S. patents covering virtual currencies and virtual trading. So people say, oh, Max Keiser must be involved in the creation of Bitcoin. That's not the case. I am very excited and very happy that a hacker or a group of hackers did launch Bitcoin in 2009. Let me explain the potential for Bitcoin. It could, conceivable, capture 1 to 10% of the global Forex transactions. That would mean an implied price for Bitcoin moving from $46, which the price was at the time of the interview, to $100,000, potentially $1 million per Bitcoin. There's only going to be 21 million ever created in existence, and that will be it. This thing is a skyrocket. The price, yes, is going to be very volatile, so keep that in mind. You're going to see a lot of price action, but the trajectory is up and has potential to go to 100 or $1 million, 100,000 or a million from the current price of $46. So there you have it. Massive shout out to Max Keiser for sharing this knowledge with the masses way before everyone else. I mean, as it's on record. And with that being shared, now let's discuss Ethereum also reaching more recently an 11-month high, and check out the Ethereum price action. Let's break it down. Over 1 million Ethereum, where 2.1 billion has now been withdrawn from Ethereum's beacon chain within the first 4 days of the Shapella hard fork, as Ether pushed over $2,100 for the first time in 11 months. That's right. And how many of you are currently bullish on Ether? Let me know. The 1.03 million ETH withdrawals have come from 473,700 withdrawal requests, with Saturday, April 15th, being the largest withdrawal day of 392,800 ETH, according to data from the beacon chain. And of the active validators, nearly 87%, or 469,000 of the 540,000, are now able to withdraw their staked Ether. And while members of the Ethereum community were split on what impact Shapella would have on the price of Ether, the first 4 days have produced close to a 10% rise. The figures are a little of a surprise to Lachlan Feeney, the chief executive of blockchain consulting development firm Labbers, who told Cointelegraph that many validators are restaking their Ethereum back onto the beacon chain. Quoting him here, much of the stake that has been withdrawn over the last few days is actually going straight back into the beacon chain, as validators are looking to compound their interest so much so that the net stake is currently increasing. And given the current macroeconomic climate, Feeney said that many early stakers wanted to liquidate after they had been nearly a 30-month wait for some. Holy moly, that's right, that's over 2 years. Over the long period of time, Feeney believes that Shapella hard fork will only increase the amount of Ether staked, which of course will only strengthen Ethereum at the consensus level, quoting him again, because Shapella is a massive de-risking event. Over the medium to long term, more, not less, Ether will be staked. We anticipate that it is not in the too distant future we will reach a record high of Ethereum being staked. And quoting Marcus Thielen, it appears largely due to the Kraken staking business being unwound. This will only have a temporary effect, as we are also seeing a significant demand from investors who are now able to stake with more visibility on the liquidity of staked positions. He also says he expects a large amount of the unstaked Ether from Kraken to be recycled back into the Beacon chain through other entities, and he also anticipates the positive price action to cool off this week amid increasing selling pressure. He thinks Shapella will ultimately attract more institutional investors to stake on Ethereum. The 1 million milestone is a 500% increase from an April 11th prediction by blockchain intelligence firm Glassnode, which estimated that only 170,000 Ether would be unstaked after the first week. A Shapella on-chain analytics firm Nansen slightly overshot the mark, predicting 1.4 million Ether would be withdrawn after the first few days. A Shapella. So there you have it. And once again, if you are currently bullish on Ethereum, let me know. And which one do you think is likely to outpace the other this halving cycle, Ethereum or Bitcoin? Let me know. And towards the end of the show, I'll be reading everyone's comments out loud, and it'll be a good time. But anyways, now let's discuss the latest of what's happening with Gary Gensler and the SEC and Hester Peirce, who has been calling out Gary Gensler. That's right, Hester Peirce of the U.S. Security and Exchange Commission is sounding off against Chairman Gary Gensler's anti-crypto agenda. In a new speech, Peirce slams the regulatory agency for proposing an adjustment to the definition of exchange so that would include decentralized finance protocols. That's right, they're so corrupt, they're changing the definition of the word exchange. It's insane. According to Peirce, such a change would be counterproductive and only serve as a way to force centralization and stagnation. I think she makes a great point. Hear her out right here. Stagnation, centralization, expatriation, and extinction are the watchwords of this release. Rather than embracing the promise of new technology as we have done in the past, we propose to embrace stagnation, force centralization, urge expatriation, and welcome extinction of a new technology according I dissent. Peirce says that the SEC's proposal could violate the First Amendment projections by categorizing blockchain ecosystems or protections as part of the group, creating ambiguity. My mind is fried here. Ambiguity and their speech rights. Their release undermines fundamental First Amendment protections because the release makes everybody involved in the relevant blockchain ecosystem part of the group. It creates significant around the way it requires government pre-approval, which will unavoidably chill constitutionally protected speech. Yeah, not good. The commissioner goes off and says that the SEC should remain open to the idea that it would need to tweak its rules to accommodate the new technologies, something that she says is understood since the 1990s. And according to Peirce, the SEC's latest release signifies an era where cutting-edge businesses may be locked out as they can't conform to the existing regulatory mandates. Quoting her here, a commission serious about regulating and not destroying this market would reflect on this near unblemished record of regulatory failure and do something about it. We would consider the possibility that our rules, which in the past have evolved to address the needs of and the risks presented by investors and firms in the traditional securities markets, might require some tweaking to permit firms to offer innovative ways of doing finance using novel technologies. The Commission of the 1990s understood this basic principle and created a space for significant innovations in securities trading. This release, on the other hand, takes the view that any business model that cannot meet the specific requirements of our existing regulatory model does not belong in our markets. So there you have it. I mean, Commissioner Hester Peirce sees things the complete opposite of Gary Gensler. So there's obviously a major conflict within the SEC. But how do you feel this is likely to play out? Do you think that Gary Gensler will eventually get fired and be replaced with another suit? Let me know what your thoughts are. And now let's discuss a new all-time high in play for the King crypto this year in 2023. Check this out. Popular crypto analyst says that multiple indicators are suggesting digital asset markets are gearing up for a rapid expansion to the upside. Full send. Let's freaking go. Synonymous analyst, tech dev, tells his 400,000 Twitter followers that before each one of Bitcoin's runs to all-time highs, the Chinese 10-year note bottomed out and the moving average convergence divergence indicator crossed bullish. He's referring to the Chinese yuan. Quoting him right here, this happened before every all-time high setting Bitcoin move. Now, he also says that the altcoin market is setting up for a big run based on historical patterns. The analyst looks at the total crypto market cap, excluding Bitcoin, and identifies periods of downward price action. And also, according to the analyst, altcoins are now in the markup phase, poised for higher prices, as he shares here alongside this chart: update, correction, accumulation, and markup. TechDev compares the altcoin market cap against 4 other charts, including the Bitcoin dominance chart, which compares the market cap of Bitcoin to the rest of the crypto markets, and the dollar index, which pits the dollar against a basket of other major currencies. Also included are the charts of the Chinese 10-year note, better known as the yuan, the DXY, and Litecoin versus the Bitcoin pair. And according to TechDev, all charts appear to be following their market structures between 2016 and 2018, suggesting multiple metrics are aligning to signal an explosion in the altcoin markets. Sometimes patience is all you need, as he shares here. And looking at the Bitcoin dominance chart, it appears to predict a massive breakdown for the Bitcoin dominance, similar to what happened between 2016 and 2018. A bearish Bitcoin dominance chart indicates that altcoins are growing faster in value than BTC. And for the US dollar currency index, the analyst suggests it appears to have topped out, indicating investors are starting to make their capital work in risk assets such as crypto. So there you have it. Let me know if you agree or disagree with TechDev that altcoins are likely to continue breaking out against Bitcoin as the alts continue to gain market share. Are you in the other boat where you think Bitcoin is likely to regain its dominance and take away from the alts? Let me know your thoughts. And again, I'll read those out loud here in a little bit. And now let's discuss $130,000 Bitcoin price prediction potentially this year. And then we'll dive into a $750,000 peak cycle prediction. And keeping in mind that the halving is only a year away, which would be fantastic. I'd love to see a $750,000 Bitcoin price here in the near future. But anyways, let's first start with this first analysis. Crypto market analyst known for making their right calls for Bitcoin multiple times over the past several years says it's in the realm of possibility for the king crypto to ascend to fresh all-time highs this year. In 2023, synonymous analyst Dave the Wave tells his 140,000 Twitter followers the Bitcoin price action has behaved in a symmetrical pattern in the recent years while trading in a wide range between 2021 and 2023. Dave the Wave uses logarithmic growth curves, better known as LGCs, in his technical analysis, which aims to forecast the long-term highs and lows of each market cycle. And according to the analyst, if Bitcoin's recent symmetrical price action continues an all-time high this year, wouldn't be out of the question when considering the trajectory of the LGC. Quoting the analyst here, if the symmetry continued, Bitcoin pushing to all-time highs this year would still only reach the middle of the LGC channel. And for those objecting to use of if, please realize that critical and speculative technical analysis is not clairvoyance. TA maps out the risks to the both sides. And you can see the LGC channel taking us onwards and upwards to $130,000 as outlined here in his chart. Now, Dave the Wave gives a possible scenario where Bitcoin mirrors the previous 2 years of the price action, hitting the 70,000 level by late 2023. Can you see a new all-time high this year? Let me know in the comments below. Quoting him here alongside this chart, the mirrored formation. And also the popular analyst is also keeping a close eye on Ethereum, and he shares 2 charts suggesting that the leading smart contract platform would be following in the footsteps of Bitcoin's recent price action, as he shares here. You know I love BTC, but I also really like Ether. Remember, no need to marry a coin. So there you have it. Let me know if you agree or disagree with his insights. And again, as he points out here, this LGC channel will take us on up to 130,000. So when we return to the all-time high of 70,000, that's only halfway through the channel, which is a pretty big deal. You gotta love it. And now let's break down our final breaking story of the day, discussing the $750,000 Bitcoin price prediction, and then we'll dive into some live Q&A. And yeah, let's scroll down to right here. Here we go. Several models have been created to forecast the Bitcoin market before the next macro-bullish cycle, and amongst them is EgragCrypto, dubbed the secrets of 20 MMA. According to the analyst, Bitcoin has a close monthly candle needs to close above 32,300 to signal one of the biggest macro bull markets. The analyst mapped out similar instances in the previous bull cycles that the 20 moving average signaled the bull run, which he actually outlines right here in this chart. So having broken out of the weekly logarithmic downtrend, the analyst believes the bottom has already been achieved, and as a result, the question posed by the analyst is how high can the Bitcoin price rally in this cycle amid mainstream adoption? Here's his tweet right here. Bitcoin, the secret of the 20 MMA. In previous cycles, when Bitcoin crosses the 20 MMA, it was a clear signal for a bull run, and the bottom was way behind us. Right now, Bitcoin has to close the monthly candle above 32.3 to signify the last affirmative confirmation that the bull market is upon us and that the bottom is 99% way behind us. Moreover, if Bitcoin repeats or rhymes with one of the previous cycles, then the green cycle will take us to 750 and the blue cycle will take us to 110,000. I am in the camp that Bitcoin will go to $500,000 to $750,000 per coin next cycle, and my rationale behind it is that the crypto space will have a similar .com bubble, but in the year 2026, 2027. So there you have it. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the crypto analyst. And now let's discuss altcoin season around the corner. A Bitcoin breakout is a major buy signal in the alt market, notably alts, with vibrant global online communities and real-world utilities are expected to lead in the alt season. In the near term, alts are expected to take charge after Bitcoin's market dominance has hit a significant resistance level of around 48%. Now, the Ethereum and XRP breakout has significantly increased the confidence of the altcoin bulls. Now, let me know which altcoins, if any, you're currently bullish on. Let me know in the comments right down below. And now let's dive into some live Q&A. Also, you got to let me know your thoughts on that 500,000 to 750,000 price prediction, considering the halving is right around the corner in next year, 2024. And as you can see, the Bitcoin price is pumping once again. We're on the cusp of recapturing $30,000. Let's frickin' go. And massive shout out to everyone in the live chat. It's good to see each and every one of you this morning. Crypto for Cardano, welcome. Bitcoin Maximus, Matthew J. I appreciate the super chat contribution as always. You're the man. LFC Liverpool Film Club, welcome. Good to see you as well. Bitcoin Trini, good to see you, fam. Steve Kingston in the building. Jeff S. Frankie, what's good? Mike Well, good to see you. And yeah, Satwise, pleasure, fam. Always a pleasure. And Mike M., appreciate you tuning in. What a peaceful weekend around the house. Good to hear that, Michael Volkman. Peace is always a great thing to hear. Of course, most time is peaceful when you just live outside of an 8,000 population town. Yeah, that'll do it. Morning, fam. I got work call. I appreciate you tuning in regardless of your work, baller bill. Much love and much respect. K Jam says, let's get this pump it up. Dankness quoting Satoshi, with e-currency based on cryptographic proof without the need to trust a third-party middleman, money can be secure and transactions effortless. Preach. And shout out to Satoshi Nakamoto. I'll be listening today. I appreciate that dankness as always. Much, much, much love. Crush that like button and subscribe if you haven't yet. This is the #1 place for daily crypto news. Thanks for the reminder. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit the bell icon and turn on all notifications so you're notified every single time I go live. Happy to be able to be here, says Steve Kingston. I appreciate that and appreciate your support. Steve says wave 4 of 5 on this wave up as long as it holds 28.5 or so. That's what's up. And what are your thoughts surrounding the sovereign wealth funds purchasing Bitcoin as the game theory is in full effect, which is one of the many reasons Max Kaiser has been calling for a $220,000 Bitcoin price action? And Matthew with the super chat contribution says, don't you know, pump it up. You gotta pump it up. Classic. Love that. Let's go, fam. Smash that like. Leave a comment after the show. It helps with the algorithm. You're right, Matthew. And I believe yesterday's episode was fantastic. We got almost 7,000 views. I think that's my best performance for a live show. All thanks to you guys, being very active in the chat, sharing the show, retweeting. I greatly appreciate that. It means a lot and goes a long way. So thank you very much. Greedy Sav1, appreciate you tuning in as well, fam. Much love. Evan, good to see you. Rivero, finally got here live to listen to you while I work like every day. Well, I appreciate you tuning in on the daily. It means a lot. Much love, much respect. Identify with that problem, Evan. It seems many people are working. All good. You got to do what you got to do until you can retire, right? Just bought the dip, increasing the hodl bag, says Michael Volkman. That's what's up. Love to hear that. Who else took advantage of this dip or a dollar cost averaging? When you get the chance, let me know. AVAX and INJ are still cruising up and up. It does seem to be that way. They're leading the pack this week. Matthew says, buy every dip that you can. This bull run will make the last one look like Bush League. Hilarious. Yeah, man. I mean, it is what it is. Take advantage of it and stack your sats before it's too late. Would you rather stack sats at a discount of 29,000 or wait till we're at new all-time highs later this year at 69,000? The choice is yours, so choose accordingly, fam. The Sovereign Wealth Fund hodling over 10 million in Bitcoin and ETH. So bullish. Yes, because I think that's like other wealth funds are going to do the same thing, because if they keep their funds in fiat, such as the US dollar, it's a melting ice cube. Literally, Michael Saylor painted that scenario a very long time ago. Steve says the international banking system is moving to unicorn for transfer and settlement between banks all over the world. Wholesale CBDC. They will try for national retail CBDCs next. Yeah, man. Trust no CBDC. Don't trust the Fed. Fed now coin. Just say no. Just like you would say no to drugs and ish coins. You know what I mean? Minnows have bought more than all the Bitcoin mined in the last 12 months. Holy moly, not even talking about the Giga Chad Michael Saylor purchases. Well, thank you for sharing, and massive shout out to the Giga Chad himself, Michael Saylor. Yep, another nail in the coffin, Matthew. Mike says investor live for the dip, but gamblers ish the bricks and give way to the investors to gobble it up. Facts. You know what I mean? Maybe Steve are bullish as what? As people with money will try to buy their freedom with Bitcoin. Freedom dollars equals Bitcoin, says Digital Dankness. Mike Wells says, don't stake ETH. You can't touch your money till ETH revises. According to Binance, I made the mistake. Well, thanks for the warning. I appreciate that. Matthew says, I prefer freedom and decentralization, which is Bitcoin, but I see the traditional powers getting behind Ethereum, which means it will succeed. It allows them to keep their power through outsized rewards. Matthew makes an excellent point. For already being wealthy, for staking rewards, Steve says, true, Matt, the more the government disapproves of retailers owning crypto, the more it becomes attractive. All great points. Bitcoin obviously will do better than ETH, but ETH will follow. Well, yeah, ETH, I don't think is going anywhere. It's been around for a very long time. It's the second largest crypto by market cap. It's the leading smart contract platform. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. The million-dollar question, what's going to continue to lead the pack for this cycle? Will it be Ether or Bitcoin? My money's on Bitcoin. Previous two cycles, though, keeping it real, ETH has been outpacing Bitcoin. Will it continue, though? That's the million-dollar question. Let me know what you guys think. Big up, JV. Big up, Dad. Appreciate you tuning in, family, as always. Matthew, it's possible, says Maximus. Dankness says, when the government doesn't want you to vote for someone, vote for it. If they don't want you to buy Bitcoin, you buy it. They don't want your interest, or they don't have your best interest in mind. They have your slavery in mind. Excellent point. Couldn't have said it better myself. Appreciate you sharing, family. Bitcoin Trini, how you doing? How was your weekend? Let me know. What is your profession? Hodl, hodl, hodl. Exactly. Nailed it. Whose else profession is hodling? Isn't it a beautiful profession? Yeah, the more likes I can get on this show, it greatly helps out tremendously with the YouTube algorithm and dropping comments, so I greatly appreciate that, Jeff. Thank you for sharing. Them some rookie numbers, huh, Jeff? It does seem that way. We need to pump these numbers up like the Bitcoin price. Max, did you see FedNow website? They released it the day after the Cash App founder got whacked. Isn't that some ish? Do you think that's a coincidence? The Cash App founder gets stabbed to death? And then FedNow makes a release on their website. Things that make you go, you know what I mean? Interesting coincidence. Yeah, exactly. They had Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and XLM on their payment card. Mike Wells says, I bet stock and share hodlers are crapping their pants because they played they shoulda game. Matthew, not yet. We'll check it out, bro. AVAX is making a comeback. I see them allowing some ish coins. They control 89% of XRP, says Matthew. Maximus says, oh, welcome, bro. Bitcoin always takes over from alts. It does when we start running, doesn't it? AVAX and INJ are the stars for me today. Yep, absolutely are. And close to 50% of the Ether staking will increase their centralized control over Ethereum. Facts. And it's going to be interesting to see how Ethereum plays out. Will the SEC, who continues to overreach, deem Ethereum a security? And how do you think the XRP Ripple Labs versus the SEC lawsuit will play out? We're hoping to get some resolution here sooner than later. But do you think the SEC will deem XRP a commodity or a security? And how do you think it will greatly or likely impact the overall crypto market? Let me know. I think the regulators are going to continue to go after the centralized exchanges. They're going to try to go after the DeFi exchanges. They already changed the definition of what an exchange is. They're going to do everything in their power. It wouldn't surprise me if they go after some of the top crypto projects out there as well, especially if they're deemed a security. You know what I mean? It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. The only crypto that has the true green light is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a commodity. You know what I mean? The CFTC, SEC both say the same thing. Gary Gensler says it. It seems to be, to me, they're against everything except Bitcoin, and they want to deem everything a security. But let me know what you guys think. Holla at your boy in the comments. Yeah, man. JV, much love for all you are doing to keep the fam in the know. My pleasure. I love doing what I do. It's my passion, so no need to thank me. Tech Dev had an interesting chart, but Bitcoin versus the Chinese 10-year treasury, super bullish. Facts. Say it once a day to keep Gary Guzzle nuts away. Love that. Crypto for Cardano. What much love. That's hilarious. There are no coincidences. I agree 100% with you. Always appreciate your work and enthusiasm, JV, says Jim Wood. Greatly appreciate that, Jim Wood. Much love, much respect. Dub is spot on. Ether is a CBDC. It does seem to be that way. The World Economic Forum is partnered with Ethereum, doing business together. You can't say the same for Bitcoin. That's right, because it's truly decentralized. Totally different ballgame. You know what I mean? Can't compare the two. Bitcoin's on its own vector, doing what Bitcoin do best. Go up with number go up technology. I think the SEC will deem it XRP a currency since it is used by 300 banks and the World Economic Forum already. We shall soon see. I hope you're right. Statwise says the proof. My like was 21, I think 2101. I just think it says the number you were, unless you refer. Oh yeah, that's right. So also you got to note, for sometimes you guys are like, show JV more love. There's hundreds of people on here, but only 12 people hit the like. You got to refresh by hitting the refresh in your browser, and it will refresh the number of likes. My likes aren't that horrific. I can use more likes, but it's not that horrific. You know what I mean? So thanks for pointing that out, Satwise. XRP is digital fiat 2.0, says Matthew. Showing 44 likes on my system, still weak. That's right. We got to get this up to over 100 likes per live episode while I'm live, so we can, explode to 200, 300, 400, 500 likes after the show. Just like yesterday's show. Again, it was my best performing show, over 300 likes. So I greatly appreciate everyone's support. If you missed it, make sure to check it out. Steve Kingston says Bitcoin is twitching up during the show as well. That's right. We're currently at 29.5. We were just at 29.9. Then we dropped back down to 29 and then we're climbing. Expect more continued volatility. It is what it is. Web City, USA, more likes for JV. Greatly appreciate that. And if you're tuned in, I know a certain percentage of people watch the show, but you're not logged in. If you don't log in, you can't actually hit the like. YouTube won't allow you to. That's just the way that it is. But you also wouldn't be able to comment in the chat. So everyone in the chat has the ability to smash the like. If you're unable to chat, unable to like, just log in. And then once you're logged in, you could, participate. And it means a lot. And it makes, I think, the show that much enjoyable, as I think a lot of people are tuning in specifically to interact with our incredible community, not just to hear the news. You can hear the news anywhere. You can read the news for yourself, but to tune in and be a part of something with other like-minded individuals, that you can relate to, because maybe in your real life, you can't talk to anyone about crypto. They think you're crazy. Well, here, you're not going to be crazy. You can ask any questions that you like, and we'll all show you the utmost respect, because that's what we do. Treat others like how you like to be treated yourself, and let's spread this crypto message, that Satoshi started back in 2009 with the Genesis block. I think that was back in January. Appreciate that, guys. Much, 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 much love. Woo, woo. Let's get it. And now for a recap of what I cover with you here in today's live show. We discussed the latest technical analysis, as well as Bitcoin sparking liquidations. As Analyst says, Bitcoin price dip. to 12% more may be in the cards. I also shared with you that sovereign wealth funds such as Bootrins just started investing millions into Bitcoin, and Max says this is one of the many reasons. 220,000 is in play, as the sovereign wealth fund market is a multi-trillion-dollar market, and that's a fact. Also in today's show, we discussed the latest with Ethereum breaking out to an 11-month high as post-Shapella withdrawals pass 1 million ETH. We also discussed SEC Commissioner Hester Pierce detailing dissent against Gary Gensler's anti-crypto agenda, as well as a series of indicators are setting up for an altcoin explosion and a new Bitcoin all-time high. We also discussed crypto analyst Dave the Wave, who called the Bitcoin bottom last year, says all-time highs for Bitcoin in 2023 are realistic and could take us on up to 130,000. And I also shared with you a $500,000 to $750,000 Bitcoin price prediction by another analyst who says that the Bitcoin and crypto space will have a similar .com bubble, but in the year 2026, 2027,